Hey, what is up, everybody? This is the Great Puckettini, and what I want to share with you in this video is I want to introduce you to this year's defensive line here for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Now, so I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a really good group. They have, several guys that played last year for us. Then we have a good mixture of new faces that came out of the transfer portal. A couple of freshmen's going to be in there too. So I think it's a really good group. Really talented. A lot of guys just need to put it on the field and let's play, let's produce. And they're led by a great coach, guy that I worked with several years ago, Deke Adams, when he was at Ouachita Baptist University. I was a lowly assistant coach at the time, and I worked the defensive line with him. And man, he's just a great coach. And he's just a super coach, and I think he's going to pull it out of this defensive line. Like I said, they're a good mixture of guys that we know with some new faces, with some really good transfer portal additions. I think are going to really be good for us, and just super excited to see what these guys can do. And I think, you see this. This is the picture on Friday night, I believe, is when they turn on the red light, and the night before the game. But then when Saturday comes, the Arkansas Razorback defense is going to bring the storm, man. I'm telling you. This is a cool picture here, and I think they're going to bring the storm. I think, like I say, I'm really excited about this defensive line, about the defense. It's their time to shine. They need to come on and do it, and I think they're going to do it. So let's check them out here. Let me show you. Let's introduce you to our defensive line. Now, and so this is the Week 1 depth chart, 2025. And this is, and tonight I'm featuring the defensive line. So let's check them out. I started off, I did the wide receivers and the tight ends. And then I did the offensive line. And then I did the backs. And now, tonight, we're going to jump over to the defense. And, we're going to start here with the left defensive end. And the defensive end, the NFL prototype size and speed for an NFL defensive end is 6'4", 266 pounds. They run about a 4.7 40. Now, the starter at left defensive end. Now, left defensive end, if you don't know, usually that is the guy that's on the offense's right side, and that's usually the side that they run to the most. So your left defensive end are usually your run stoppers. Now, that don't mean that Quincy Rhodes not going to be a good pass rusher too, but usually these are the guys that play the run a little bit better. Now, so starting at left defensive end for us will be Quincy Rhodes Jr. He's 6'6", 275 pounds, and runs about a 4.76 40. So you see there, he's bigger and faster than the NFL prototype size at defensive end. And he graded out very well last year. He graded out at 72 on defense, 76 versus the run, 79 tackle, and then a 62 in the pass rush. So really good grades right there. If you're in the 70s, those are really good grades. He had, graded out well, and he'll get more snaps this year, trying to fill in those steps from Nico Davier, from Landon Jackson, and we're looking for Quincy to really come on. And he graded out very well last year. Didn't get a lot of stats. Last season he had 1 sack, 1 hit, and 4 hurries. But I don't think he got as much playing time as he's going to get this year. So hopefully we'll see those stats go up, that production go up, and have a big-time year, man. I'm looking forward to it. And then behind him is going to be Charlie Collins, who is from Arkansas. He's 6'5", 255, runs a 4.7 40. So you see he's right at that prototype size and speed, maybe 10 pounds away. And so, hey, he's great talent. They say he's been having a good camp. He's not had much playing experience yet, but I think he's going to get a lot more this year. And they got him looking at that left defensive end, playing that run game, being tough. And I think he's going to be good too. He's great talent, and ready to see what he can do. Like I say, he hasn't played much, but he's got all the tools, and I think Deke Adams will get it out of him. So really excited to see what Charlie Collins will do. And then they got next is Frank Mulipola, who somebody that I did a breakdown video of when they signed him out of the portal. And he came from junior college. Is that portal now? I guess it is. But he came from junior college there in Kansas. Was it Hutchinson or was it the other one? I can't remember. But anyway, he come from junior college there, and he's 6'4", 274. Man, when I watched film of him, I'm super excited. I think he's kind of the dark horse of the defensive line. Not hearing a whole lot from him. They did mention his name, but man, he reminds me of Randy Garner, guy that played back for Houston Nutt from Atlanta, Texas. Was a heck of a player. That's who Frank Mulipola reminds me of. Just a big, strong guy. And I think he runs that 4.7 40. I couldn't find 40 time on him. But, man, I was super excited when I watched his video. I think he's really going to come through and help us a lot. But it's those junior college guys, sometimes it takes a year or two kind of to get into the swing of things there in the SEC. I mean, it's a big jump up. Like I say, the SEC is like, the minor leagues for NFL. And but I'm really looking forward to him. I want to see what he looks like for the Hogs. I really think he can have a good year for us. I really like him a lot. So that's our left defensive ends, guys that are really out there to go against the run. I see Quincy Rhodes, like when we go to obvious passing situations, maybe move him down to a defensive tackle and let him get in there and rush that way or something there, move him around a little bit. I know Deke Adams has it figured out. He'll do a great job with them. All right, so now let's go to our defensive tackle. And they have these guys as a nose guard. I'm not real sure how they're going to play them, but they're saying these guys are more nose guard type guys, which line up head up on the center, maybe a one tech, maybe a shade. A lot of teams do that. Their backside defensive tackle kind of will be that nose guard. Then they'll put a three tech defensive tackle on the strong side, and his job is to get upfield, get upfield and cause trouble. Now, a defensive tackle in the NFL, the prototype size and speed is 6'3", 302. They run about 4'9", 840. Now, starting off here at the nose guard is going to be Cam Ball, big Cam, man. We've heard he passed up a lot of big money to come back. He had unfinished business at Arkansas, and that's the kind of thing you love to hear. He wants to have a good season at Arkansas. It's not about money to him right now. He's wanting to finish off his career the right way. And Cam is 6'5", he's 323, and runs a 5.17 40. So he's bigger than prototype size, and he's right at the speed. He's a little bit slower, but hey, he's right at it. Now, you look at Cam's grades last year, graded out very well. 69 on overall defense, 69 versus the run, 71 tackling grade, and then a 60 in pass rush. So really good grades there. If you're right at that 70, you're pretty darn good. You had a good year. Now, he had pretty good production for us last season. He had 2 sacks, 3 quarterback hits, and then 7 hurries. So, he can play the run and he can play the pass as well. So I could see him, maybe putting him and maybe moving Rhodes in there some on these obvious passing situations maybe. But Cam Ball can play all 3 downs for sure. And really looking forward to what he's going to do this year. Big senior. This is his last year, I'm pretty sure. And so just ready to see what he does. Just bring it on, Cam. Let's lay it on the field. Let's leave it on the field. All right, then you have Keyshawn Blackstock. Keyshawn was an offensive lineman that they moved over when David Oki got hurt. That really left us, numbers crunched there maybe a little bit. And so they moved him over. I think he could be a really good defensive tackle. He's 6'5", 320, runs about a 5'2", 640, so he's right at that prototype size and speed. I mean, he's right at it. So, and the thing that gets me is why can they not play 2 ways? Why can he not come in there and play some defense and some offense too? And some more of these other offensive linemen we got. Hey, they're big bodies. Get them out there on the field. Let them play some defense. Most of them played both ways in high school too. It's not that hard to get out there and play defensive tackle. Trust me, it's not. It's kind of like that movie Moneyball when they were telling that one player they were going to move him to first base, and I don't remember all their names, but he's like, I've never played first base before. And old Billy Bean, he said, it's not that hard. It's not that hard, Billy. Tell him, Washington, talking to Ron Washington. Ron Washington goes, it's really hard. It's a really hard move, But it's not. Don't make it harder than what it is. This is not rocket science, Clayton Blackstock, big 6'5", 320, get in there and plug a hole. Get in there and whoop that center's butt and make a tackle. You know, kick his tail, get him in the backfield, push him in the backfield, and then get in the way. Eat up as many offensive linemen as you can. He can do that. Put old big Blackstock in there. I can hear John Madden saying it. You know, who else do you want to put in there but Blackstock? I think he's going to do fine in there, defensive tackle. Put him in there, let him play. Much better than him sitting on the sideline not doing anything. I think we should do more of that. You know, why not? These guys can play a little bit of both ways. So anyway, I think it's not a desperation move. Clearly, you need a lot of bodies in there, but it's not desperation. I think Blackstock come in there and help us. So he's got great size. He's got that prototype size and speed too. He's right at it. So I think, hey, let's get him in there. Let's see what he can do. I think he can do it. And then the third here, they got Kevin Otis, who he signed back, I believe, in 2024. He's a 4-star, heavily recruited guy. He's 6'3", 289, so he's a little bit undersized there. I'm sure they'd like to bulk him up a little bit, but I think he's heavily recruited. He's one of these 4-star players. I have not watched a lot of video on him. I really was a new name to me when I saw the depth charts. I don't know a whole lot about him, but he was a 4-star recruit, and he was heavily recruited. I think Alabama, LSU, a lot of the big schools really wanted him. He was very highly coveted and has a bright future. Really excited to see him too. I just want to see what he can do. You know, he is at 6'3", that's good height. A little bit undersized, 289, you know, not much, 10 pounds maybe. So, hey, that's not much. And really excited to see what he can do too. So there you go. There is your nose guards. Starter will be Cam Ball. And like I say, prototype size and speed in the NFL. All right, now, they call this the right defensive tackle. Once again, defensive tackle, the same prototype size, 6'3", 302, and prototype speed is a 4.98 40. Now, right here they got two guys listed here. They got Ian Gerfard, who is gigantic. He's 6'5", he's 387 pounds. And to me, I think, you know, I don't have a 40 time on him. I'd like to see him lose a little weight, but hey, he graded out well last year. He graded out a 67 on defense, 69 versus the run, 77 tackle grade, and then 68 in pass rush. You know, pushing the pocket. That's his job, is push that pocket and don't let the quarterback step up. You know, push him backwards and run him into the defensive ends. Get pressure in his face. They don't like that. Quarterbacks do not like that, trust me. So, Ian Gerfard, big guy in there, you know, graded out really well. And he should be better this year. As you're older, been in the SEC, so hey, he should be better. And then a guy who I really liked last year when I watched his film, and I'll post some video of him down in the description. Danny Saleh, he's 6'3", 319, and man, he's quick. And when I saw him, I said, he's a 3-tech defensive tackle. And I say that in the video, I believe, that I made of him. And the big guy, he's quick, good first step. Played some for us last year. He graded out as a 64 on defense, 64 versus the run, and then a 61 pass rush. So, you know, pretty good grades. He's right at that 70 mark, pretty close to it. So, really good grades. Really excited to see what he does this year. He was in the SEC last year, got some playing time, went through all camp, and I'm really excited to see what he can do. I really thought he was going to be really good for us. And I think this is the year for him to do it. So, I hope Danny Saleh brings it and have a big year. I think he really will. And I think he's going to be a good one. All right, there you go. Defensive tackle, the right defensive tackle. All right, now let's go to the defensive end on the right side. These are the guys that we're looking to bring pressure. Just go sack the quarterback, put pressure on that quarterback. If you're the right defensive end, you're on the offense's left side, and that means you're on the quarterback's blind side. And those are the ones that we're really looking for pressure there. So, prototype size and speed for an NFL defensive end is 6'4", 266, and they run a 4.7 40. Now, first off, who they're going to have starting is Justice Boone. Justice is transferring in from Florida. He's 6'4", 278, runs a 4.7 640. You see he's prototype size and speed there. Last year he graded out at Florida. He graded out as a 68 on defense, 73 versus the run, 80 tackling grade, and then 63 pass rushing grade. So last season he had a sack, hit the quarterback once, he had 5 quarterback hurries, and also a batted ball. So you see there, Boone is there to bring pressure, and he's got prototype size and speed. He does play the run well too, but he's very athletic, and really excited to see what he can do. I think he was a great pickup in the transfer portal, and I think he's going to have a good year. So really excited about him. Now they have Justice Boone as a starter or Phillip Lee. Now Phillip Lee is a little bit undersized here. He's 6'4", 240, runs a 4.75 40, so he's got the speed, and he's transferring to us from Troy. I believe that's where he's from. And I have a video of him too, and of Justice Boone. I'll be posting in the description. And Phillip Lee really graded well last year at Troy. He graded out 75 on defense, overall defense, 63 versus the run, 60 tackling grade, and then a 78 pass rushing grade, which is really, really good. So Phillip Lee is going to be there mostly to rush the quarterback. He is a little bit undersized, but hey, it don't matter. If he can rush the passer, it's okay. That's one of those positions there that if you're undersized, it might not hurt you too bad as long as you're out there in passing situations. Use your speed and quickness. And Phillip Lee did a good job there. At Troy last year, he had 4 sacks, 9 hits, 9 quarterback hits, and then 8 quarterback hurries. So really excited to see him play. I do have video of him, like I said earlier, so you can look at that if you would like. And he's a really good player. Really excited and glad that we got him to come to the Arkansas Razorbacks. And then the third on the depth chart here, kind of second, because they're saying those two are kind of share the starting role, is Kavion Henderson. Once again, he's a young guy, freshman. He's 6'2", 257, runs a 4.7 40. So he's a little bit in the height range, a little bit shorter, but he's got the speed, he's got the size, the weight. He's a 4-star defensive end again. He did play, so he's not a freshman, I'm sorry. He did play some last year. And he had 2 quarterback hurries last season, a very limited time. But like I say, he's got pretty good size and speed there, and excited to see what he can do too. Let's get out there and let's make plays. And so very excited about that there. So I'm going to stop right there. There's our defensive line that we have. That's our opening week 1 depth chart. I think the ones that I'm really looking for, I think Phillip Lee could really be a good pass rusher for us. I think Boone too. But I think Phillip Lee could be the one that's really going to bring a lot of pass rush. I could see putting Phillip Lee and Boone out there at defensive ends, maybe Saul Lee and Quincy Rhodes, that defensive tackle in there, in obvious passing situations. When they're running the ball, I think Quincy Rhodes is going to be a stud in there, stuffing the run. I think they got a lot of good pieces, a lot of defensive linemen that do different things. And I think they're going to be okay in the defensive line. I really like what they've gotten. We got to be able to get a pass rush. We really struggled that last year. And Travis Williams says that he thinks they'll be blitzing linebackers some more this year because he really likes the linebacker group that we have. So, hey, super excited to see these guys play. I want to see Phillip Lee back there giving the quarterback all kinds of heck. That would be wonderful. And see old big Andrew Fard in there stuffing the run, Solly stuffing the run and getting some quarterback pressure. See what Keyshawn Blackstock can do. I think he'll be okay in there. And big Cam Ball. Cam's coming back, turned down a lot of money. Super excited to see him help the team. Kevin Otis, new guy. I'd like to see what he can do, So I'm super excited look at this defensive end, the left side defensive end. You have Rhodes, Charlie Collins, who's a heck of a player. He's prototype size and speed. And you got Frank Mulipola, who is prototype size, and I think he's probably got the speed too. 3 really good players there. We've got really good backups that will come in, and I don't think we'll lose a whole lot with them. And so we're super excited. I'm super excited about that, ready to see them play. And I think we've got a good group, got a great coach, Deke Adams. Really excited to see what that defensive line can do. And that's really all I got, guys. Thanks so much for watching and spending some time with me. Please, if you would, where's my mouse at? There it is. Please, if you would, hit that thumbs up button if you liked this video. Hope you did. And then also hit that subscribe to my channel, and that way you get notifications when I post new videos. And thanks so much for watching. And leave me a comment, leave me a question or something. If I said something wrong or you want to add to it, I love to read what y'all add, and I learn from y'all too, because I have people answering some of the questions I have, and so I learn from you guys. So thanks so much for watching, and I want to see the defense bring that storm here. I don't want it to storm, but I want them to bring the storm down on Alabama A&M. Let's get after them. And I'm super excited, man. I can't wait. And Friday night, hopefully they'll have that stadium lit up. Unfortunately, I won't be there. But, man, I'm super excited. I'm ready. It's Wednesday night. I'm itching to go, itching ready to watch them play. And thanks so much for watching. Have a great evening or a great day whenever you're watching this. And thanks so much for watching. And then come back again. I got a bunch of videos, and on a lot of these players, all the transfer portal guys I got video breakdowns on them. All of the recruits that we have signed, I have videos on all of them. The ones for next season that have committed to us, I've got videos on all of them. All you got to do is get on my channel and search their name, and you'll find them real easy. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, and have a great day, great evening, and as always, go Hogs.